Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Oh, I missed that show. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk today about another spectacular Spider-Man, an amazing Spider-Man, an ultimate Spider-Man. Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man 2. Come on now, let's go. And I felt compelled to talk about this game because I'm seeing a growing discourse online where it's become sort of trendy to rag on this game. And I will not stand for it. I love moaning about games, but this is getting out of hand. Now, that's not to say that people's criticisms with this game are not valid, because, you know, there are definitely faults with this game. Even compared to its predecessors, Miles in the first one, it does some things. It falls short on some areas that it previously hit, but people brandishing this game mid, no. No. Not my boy Spider-Man, not like that. So I'm here to discuss these ideas, these complaints, as well as my own sort of thoughts on the game. Oh, bit of a messy swing there. It's quite hard talking and swinging. I see where Spider-Man always sounds quite out of breath when he's doing it, when he's talking on the phone. Okay. Yeah, so the main complaints of this game, which, you know, are valid in a sense, seem to revolve around two main things. Firstly, the story. Specifically, either the story being too short, which it is. However, to rebuttal that, I think it's very hard to make a very cinematic game to this quality, and the presentation of the story in this game is goddamn immaculate. But yeah, they made a longer story in the first one, so, you know, they did it once. But on that though, a sort of a reason I think that it is short to a degree is, well, there's the complaint that this game's story isn't as consistent in quality as the first, which I'd agree with as well. Act 1 and 2, across all three Spider-Man games, 1, Miles, and this, nothing beats Act 2 of this game. Act 2 in this game is bananas. Hits you with the, you know, right hook after right hook. It just batters you with insane stuff. Which is why I also think they sort of write themselves in a bit of a hole where they kind of have to wrap things up quite quickly, because they escalate it almost too fast. Oh my god, what terrible swinging that sequence was. Reset. Oh no, brick wall. Yeah, so they just they set up all this crazy stuff, and then they just power through it in Act 3, because Act 3 is it leaves a fair bit to be desired. And Act 3 in the first game is insane. I'm not really counting Miles as a full story compared to the first one and this one, because Miles is like a smaller scale introduction one with really good character moments, but it doesn't feature a main villain. You know, the Finn stuff's alright, cool moments, but like, this game is definitely better than Miles though in terms of story. To be honest, I prefer this story over the first one, just because I love Venom so much, and I love having Peter and Miles together as much as possible, to be honest, because they are the best, and both characters in this game are class. My only personal complaint with this story would almost be, it's very specific. Well, let me just preface this. I'm going to be talking about spoilers, but also which should probably be obvious if you're clicking a video titled reviewing. Well, has the word reviewing in it, and the game's been out for some time, but it is a relatively new game, so I do just want to warn that I'm going to be talking about spoilers. But yeah, my only sort of main complaint with the story is I wish, well, Spider-Man gets stabbed a little too easy by Craven for me, and also I wish Peter had the final stage of the Venom boss fight at the end. They come together in a sort of cinematic, quick-timey event bit, which is cool, and Peter gets, you know, some good last few moments, but it was his fight. Miles put in work, but I'd like, you know, one of my boy Pete to just, you know, show off his meganess, really, right at the end. But contextually it works. He's just absolutely knackered. It's, you know, Harry's his boy. Miles had to come in. Miles had to come in clutch there for him, to be honest, which is great. Miles is the MVP of this story, by the way. He absolutely he gets it going. The stuff with him and Mr. Negative is class and very maturely done, if I do say so myself. But yeah, the story in this game is class. By no means mid, so people can shut up with that. The second main complaint is, well, I'll do a transition. Ooh, transition. Yeah, so the second main avenue of complaints regarding this game, actually, before that, it has to be said, it's been said a million times, but I want to say it again. Yuri Lowenthal and Najidita in the roles, Miles and Peter, it's just so good. And they add so much to these games. But yeah, second main avenue complaint is the fact that people think that there's a lack of innovation, or this game is too similar to its predecessors. This annoys me. I don't like the whole thing in games at the moment where like sequels need to be like, you know, essentially entirely different games, supposedly. And they need to look and have completely new sets of animations, completely new everything. This is why Assassin's Creed always fails, because they try and do this with every installment, and they never improve and innovate on what they've already built. Assassin's Creed has never once, maybe the Ezio trilogy, but never once optimized its like game design in any of its specific eras. So the fact that this is similar, it's like, what do you want? This is why you're playing the game. Obviously, it needs to be similar. Arkham City did it. Oh, well, the Arkham trilogy, sorry, did it perfectly. Those games are very similar, but they innovated just enough and just in the right ways each time. Again, similar complaints, but yeah. People moan that this is too similar, or like it has the same animations of the first. Shut up! Like, of course it is going to have the same animations for the first. They're not going to rebuild. It's the same guys. Like, it's literally the same characters. Miles and Pete have same swinging animations. Cool. They've made amazing animations. Stop. It's very toxic for the dev community if every time there's a sequel, it's like too similar. The dev teams deserve to optimize and make the best version of the game that they started out with a sequel. For example, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 that's coming out. That's what they're trying to do with that. And for the most part from the clips, it looks like they've succeeded. It looks class. But yeah, Insomniac definitely have made the best, most optimized version of the game they created all the way back in, what, 2018? Easily. And they've added so much stuff, and people often overlook the stuff that they have added and innovated on and changed compared to the first ones, because they get caught up with all the stuff they want that isn't in there. For example, web wings that were added. Everyone was worried about the web wings, and they add so much to the gameplay and traversal, and they don't detract anything like people thought they would. However, because there's no, I don't know, Web of Shadows-esque, you know, wall running, wall combat, wall ejects, they moan. On the wall ejects, actually, there's a small indie game called Crawly, which started out as a Spider-Man game that has insane wall ejects, which would be so cool in a Spider-Man game like this. And considering I think this is the only Spider-Man themed, like, centric games at the moment, I hope they do eventually add, because you can just go and then ping right off without losing momentum. Stuff like that would be really cool. I personally also want the non-swinging traversal to be a bit smoother, like all the parkour moves, so you can get around without swinging just as stylishly if you so choose. But anyway, that's just, yeah, I could riff all day about, you know, stuff that's not in the game that I'd like. But the stuff they have added, the extensions to the map, 99% of the stuff in this game is a massive improvement on the first two. A couple of things that aren't, or, you know, there's more just cause from complaints around lack of innovation. The pedestrians are still kind of dumb. There's probably less like dynamic scenes with the pedestrians compared to the first one. Like, aside from the photography ones, like, I think, like, for example, if you go to a basketball court in this game, I don't think you'd see people like hooping the way you do in like the first one. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I noticed less sort of. There's a lot more walking around. Obviously, you've still got the parties on the rooftops and stuff, but I think there is less stuff. They've still got the animals, the squirrels, the rats. I don't think there's any dogs and cats, but yeah, there's certain things like that. There's also no police in this game for some reason. It'd be nice to see, you know, crimes getting handled by the police, rather than just like they've always just finished a crime and they're all quite stationary, or, you know, it'd add a lot of life to the, if you could see police chases and stuff like that. That'd be insane. Take a look at Gotham Knights. Nobody expected me to say that. But they actually do some cool stuff with the crimes and the varying levels of the crimes. This game has a lot of cool crimes, but they're all combat. They're all group combat kind of things. And it'd be nice to have varying degrees of that, or even, you know, random events and crimes that you can interact with that aren't always combat. Saving a balloon, or getting a cat out of a tree, or, you know, finding stuff. But anyway, I've gone off topic. One, you might notice I'm hovering around here. One thing that is odd, that is a big difference from the first game, and the only way the map is not as good as the first one. Well, it'd be nice to have all the landmarks noted on the map, like the first one, just for reference. But it's this right here. Now, this area isn't in the first game because this is previously the Chrysler Building, my favorite building in New York, and yet some genius over at, I don't know, Chrysler Building Management was like, nah, we're not going to give them the rights. It's not even Insomniac's fault. We're not going to give them the rights to the Chrysler Building. Why would you ever? No, we're not. No, you're not allowed to put the building in the Spider-Man game that people will enjoy. No. Sorry, it's what a ridiculous, silly decision. Whoever at Chrysler is out there. What idiot. Why would you not? Why would you say no to that? That's so bizarre, especially after it was in the first two games. I just like, no, sorry, no, you've had your Chrysler. It's like iconic building. Oh, that's just annoying. But yeah, lack of innovation. I just find it. I find it silly. Like, yeah. Oh, that was a good zip line, wasn't it? Transition. Now, here stands before you the most valid criticism of this game, bar none. Everybody can moan freely about this because it's unacceptable. What is this suit? Huh? People have called it toothpaste. You got the Adidas. No shame on that. His hair's out. I hate when hair is out on superhero things because you're just going to get ragged. Miles, what are you thinking? Oh, God, it sucks. It'd look okay, I guess, if they had the, you know, no hair out and the hood up or something along those lines. But yeah, this just sucks. And the way they introduce it in this game just sucks. Get it off. Let's just go. Let's just go for something a bit cleaner. Miles hasn't got very good suits in comparison to Peter. Although, unlike Peter, all of his suits, I believe, that are featured in Miles Morales, are in this game. However, there's a lot of good suits. Worn by Peter in the first game that do not make an appearance in this game, which is a big shame. We've got some very questionable DLC suits recently over some of the more iconic suits, even like the story-based ones, like the dark suit thing that Black Cat gives you in the first game, or maybe they're in the DLCs. That's like a story suit, and that's not featured, so that's very odd. But yeah, to wrap up the complaints on this game regarding mostly the story and the lack of innovation, this is like, yeah, they are fair, but this is still an unbelievable game, and definitely, arguably, along with Arkham Knight, and not counting the other Spider-Man games, this is the best superhero game, I think, ever, because it's one that understands that. I just love the formula of this game, with like the quick, you can change the suits, you can hop in, the traversal's incredible, it makes you feel super, and you can jump in and do some crimes and just get like, after finishing the game, you can just come in and immerse yourself and have a little role play as a superhero. And it's the best example of that kind of game. The Insomniac have nailed it. It's just so cleanly presented. The UI, all the, you know, the story. Oh, let's go get into a crime, actually. Come on then, Miles. Uh-oh. Where is he? Oh, no, that's the... That is a problem. It's the only problem, really. I can't recommend enough playing with Miles, that was terrible. I can't recommend playing this game with no HUD. Not being like a, I know, unsolicited advice or whatever, but honestly, if you know the controls or complete the game, play this game with no HUD. Honestly, it's so good. Tinker with the swinging settings as well. 2 personally is my favorite, but you'll find your own that you like. Get a motion blur off, and it's just beautiful. It's just so cinematic. The combat looks amazing as well. But yeah, the only thing that's hard is trying to chase those cars, because if you don't see them immediately, you just hear that rumbling. But it adds a bit of jeopardy, otherwise, a bit of excitement. Otherwise, the crimes can get quite repetitive. I do also think, sorry, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent. That Insomniac have, they add the odd finishing move or new kind of crime ever so often. Not big updates like we were promised, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Not yeah, well, kind of. But they do add. I feel like they just drip feed some little changes every now and again, which is exciting. So you come on, you're like, have I seen that finishing move before? But yeah, that to be able to come on and just jump into an open world, swing around, get into combat easily, streamlessly, and hop back out is like the perfect framework, I think, for a superhero game. I'm so happy Insomniac are doing Wolverine. Wolverine of all heroes probably doesn't even need it. Like a Last of Us style game, that'd be so good. I was thinking about that actually. But yeah, a more linear Wolverine game would be absolutely amazing. But the fact that they're setting it in a sort of open world, so you can run around like an animal, get in, feel like Wolverine, it's the best. Talking of Wolverine, transition. Wolverine, yeah. So this is sort of another reason why I'm extra quick to run to the defense of Insomniac Games, because Insomniac Games as a developer have always had what I think like real integrity in their handling of IPs and their like dissemination of content and like how open they've been and stuff. You can rag on a Ubisoft, an Activision, and EA all you like, because they're very questionable and kind of suck. But Insomniac have been real good, and I think they've had a real hard year, with the leaks. Like, people are literally out there talking to Wolverine, building Wolverine from those leaks. Like, I'd be very vigilant, because people are out there, like, uncovering scenes, the opening sequence, the unlockable outfits. Like, that's why I think, going back, because I mentioned promised, like, DLC. It wasn't promised, but in the leaks it was outlined that there would be a number of DLCs for this game. However, what I think is happening, I reckon they're all hands on deck on Wolverine. I don't even know if Venom's going to come when we expect it to anymore. They might have completely, mangled that idea. And I think they're just trying to beat the people with the Wolverine code to get the game out and it's clean before people build too much, people ruin too much. Like, it must be so stressful. Like, they keep on saying that they have nothing new to announce a year later. Realistically, we should have had DLC for this game by now. The Beetle one or whatever was out there. A Carnage one, or, stuff with voice acting, like proper voice work, cutscenes and stuff. However, I reckon the team's just blasting off on Wolverine to beat the leakers. And it sucks, because they're one of the good ones. And they've been targeted, so like... And people are just ragging on this game, being like, it's mid, and like, they didn't do enough. Shut up! They've done loads! They've given suits, they presented us with a full game that, like, ran okay while at launch. Very excited for Wolverine, though, going back, so happy it's an open world one in this style. I think even over, as I said, over Arkham Knight, this is the best example of executing a superhero game, I really think. Because even Arkham Knight, there's not that much to do after the end of it, and because they haven't got... I can do a video on Arkham Knight, actually. That was a terrible web ring, by the way. There's not that many crimes to do at the end. Everything's covered in, like, snowy ash, and because the game's never had, like, a PS5 4K update, it kind of looks a bit pixelated. The rain's fine in the earlier part of the game. Spoilers for Arkham Knight! But yeah, it kind of looks a bit odd. And you can't change suits on the fly, which Even if they just did that as an update, that'd be so much better. See, here we go. As I was saying earlier, police. But just at the end, you never see them actually doing anything. But yeah, obviously a lot to be desired in this game, which I'm sure they'll do. Also, that I'm just really riffing now, but the what was the multiplayer game thing that kind of leaked? That if they do that, I just reckon they'll amalgamate that with Spider-Man 3. But a Spider-Man open world where loads of Spider-Man are swinging around. That's GTA Online levels of big if they pull it off, which I'm sure they will. Also, in just now I'm thinking about it, like things that were sort of cut from this game. Again, it feels weird talking about like leak stuff, but it's out there, so it is what it is. But the leaked sort of concept for the Venom fight in the city. Come on, that would have been insane. Talking to the Venom game, as I'm just sort of like Spider-Man, just hopping around, picking around from thing to thing now. And they're getting a fight, actually. Yeah, the Venom fight in the city where just buildings are getting destroyed, you're getting lobbed through walls. That is crazy. Probably too hard to execute on, but hopefully that's what's coming. Spider-Man 3 is going to be insane. I hope it keeps New York. I hope it just doesn't go entirely Spider-Verse. I reckon the first half of the game may be like a Green Goblin type thing, or vice versa, and then there'll be a Spider-Verse section. But I'm a bit, I don't care as much for the Spider-Verse stories. I prefer it all just grounded. Like, it opens a lot of doors for really cool stories and stuff, but ultimately I just like New York Spider-Man. It's really good for multiplayer. Hopefully they just do it in that regard, but yeah. Yeah, New York Spider-Man. Maybe another city, or a different version of a city, like 2099 City, or like a Spider-Gwen City. That'd be badass. Or if they infuse it with the X-Men. They got so many possibilities with Insomniac coming up in the future. I just wish them well. Right, let's get into a battle. Now you can look for just the big beam.
Reckless driving.
Oh, reckless driving! No, I'm blind. Someone's looking at it. Someone's looking at it in the video right now. Where is he? Oh God! I'm sorry, New Yorkers. Oh no! Oh no! Failed. Oh no! Transition. Okay, welcome to the final transition. We're moody, we're symbiote, we're looking for crime. I gotta have a fight before this video's out. If anybody's watching for this long as well, thank you, because you're a superhero, because I've just been rambling. I think it's probably my longest vid, I have no idea. Turns out I have a lot to say about Insomniac and Spider-Man. But yeah, these are my kind of favorite style of games, just superhero open world games. There's not enough of them. I don't care if they repeat this formula for every superhero out there. Give us an Iron Man game like this. Give us a Hulk game like this. Just a superhero in their iconic city that after you complete it, you can just do crimes and have fun traversal. That's it! And a billion suits. You gotta have the suits. We need an Iron Man game with a billion suits. Hulk, Daredevil. You can even use the same New York for everything. I don't care. Make it a bit, I don't know, make it a bit darker. Do a Defenders game with Punisher. Do whatever. The Venom game that's coming. That's gonna be fantastic. Speaking of Venom again. Who's gonna be Venom, do you reckon? Harry? Harry again? They can't change him, really. As long as it's Tony Todd. That's all I care about. Because I think it's probably my favourite Venom in anything. The look. The changing eyes. Oh, my God. The bit where he has the meteor and his eyes go like, woo. That's just peak Venom right there. Not enough of him in the story. Partly for it, crime. The beacon of crime. Here we go. Partly because the story's too short. We don't get enough Venom. But God, it makes you hype for some more Venom, doesn't it? Let's go, crime. Now let's get into some business. Spider-Man style. Burning building. What? What? I was here. I made God! The crime ran. The police. Well, they didn't do anything. We know that. Useless. Just like real life. Yeah, what? I was right there. Don't make me have to do another transition. I'm waiting. Turn the video off. I'm gonna find another one. Turn the video off. You've been watching for too long. Go about your day. Oh, that's a crime noise. All right, come on, crime. Right, come in, crime. Speed. You gotta have maximum speed. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot, crime. What? Ah! I'm getting trolled. This is crazy. I've got to find the crime. Alright, it seems another complaint of this game. The crime that you want to engage in disappears. But I will find crime. I'm not cutting it either. Stubborn. Just because well, I'm in the... There we go. I'm in the black suit, so I'm being stubborn. I am not giving up on crime. I will not give up on crime. Wait, what? Something fishy's going on here, guys. Have I failed crime too much because I didn't get the cars? No, it's impossible. Oh no, guys, this is so bad. This is terrible. But I'm just sort of... I'm invested. Nobody else is invested. Turn it off. Click off. Click. Do the 10-second thing. I will find that. There's a bit of red crime. I'm coming. I can't come any faster than this. Let's pause. I'm coming, crime. I'm coming, crime. What? Ah, the game's broke, guys. The game is broke. That helicopter just went. Ah, transition. Right, reloaded, blasting into crime. No muss, no fuss. Crime, come at me. It's got to work now. It doesn't work after a reload. That is very dicey. They did an update today, I think, like a little one. So that could have caused the bug with the crimes, but to be honest, I'd probably just trigger something. Just being an idiot. Broken it. Oh, that was good. Come on, give me crime. Give me crime, please. I hear crime. That sounds like crime. 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 Crime, I'm coming! Don't you go anywhere. I see the smoke. Coming in. Okay, burning building, burning... Oh, yeah, okay.
Need to stop those cultists before they...
Yeah, here I come.
That's enough fire for today!
Yeah, see, I'm like, oh! No, no, no. Get blasted there. So I'm not talking anymore because I'm concentrating because I'm dealing with crime. But I should probably talk. Yeah, just probably one of my favourite combat systems ever. Just the best. Could you add more? Always, but shut up. One thing I'd like them to turn off with the combat, actually, is, you know, like the bounce. Like, for example, when you go, oh no, I didn't parry fast enough. When you do this, I don't care for the bounce. I prefer it when they slam.
Better put out the fires.
Also, playing on the hardest difficulty is fun, but I personally play on the spectacular difficulty because I like getting hit. I think it's cinematic. When a big guy smacks you and it throws you far away, I think that looks cool. I like getting hit. It's cool. It doesn't mean you suck. Maybe it does. But yeah, in summary, the crime's back. I just broke it a little bit. A great game. This game should always be installed on your PS5. Because you never know when you want to play some music, have a little swing, and feel like a superhero. And it is probably it's the best. It's definitely the best superhero sandbox ever, I'd say. Yeah, I'm going with that. Thanks for watching. I don't think I've ever thanked anyone before, but this this length, it's like you gotta thank. Nobody's watching. Absolutely nobody in the world's watching this. I'm almost inclined to just have another crime. No. Do I? Dare I? Naughty boy. Have another crime? Yeah! I don't value anybody's time.
Afraid of anything.
Cultist again. Oh, okay. We got a mega.
Wind this thing down.
Right, let's. All right. Let's get after it. Symbiote style. It'd be nice if Peter had. The angry voice. Hey, big boy. See, that's cool. Sometimes it's good getting hit because it adds a lot of cinematic.
Hey, it's the Fun Brigade.
Oh, Yuri's getting. Oh God. Wait, what? Right, let's get a bit heavy there. Boom, boom. Fighting the big guys is class. They're a bit too frequent sometimes. Oh, see, it's fun getting hit, guys. Right, we've lost momentum a bit, so let's calibrate, bash. Oh no! Be gone from me now. Be gone, big boy. What up? What? Right on the docket. Did the symbiotes don't get injured, did they? All right, you get it. Thanks for watching. Big fire. Yeah. Damn.